Hey, what's going on, guys? Merry Christmas. I can say that now because it's currently 12:43 a.m. on Christmas Day. Welcome to this video about this thing. I think it's pretty cute, in my personal opinion. The Mary Lwyd. I think that's an incorrect saying. There's an audio clip on Wikipedia. You can hear it right now.
Very Lwyd.
I'm pretty sure it starts with a Y. But anyway, let's get in to the video. But before that, thanks for watching. Thanks for clicking on this. Let's get right into it. I'm gonna edit that down so much. Before I start getting into the lore of the Mary Lwyd, I'm gonna tell you where I first heard about it at, which is a video by Jazzy Moo. He's a very cool musician. I listen to a lot of his music. And his song, Spirit of the Season, I think it is called. That video, he talks about the Yule, the old Yule traditions of the Druidic pagan, all the stuff they used to do. And he had a line in there about the Mary Lwyd. And the reason I pronounce it that way is not just because it's hard for me to pronounce the normal way. It's also because it's how Jazzy Moo pronounced it in the song. And he sums it up pretty well in just a single line.
The tradition of Mary Lwyd and Sanguinoid, where they get a dead horse's head and take it round the town on a stick. They'd even put it in a cute bonnet and take it up to someone's door and sing loudly to the owner who was forced to let everybody in the house, including the horse.
I don't remember how long the line. Just cut whenever you want. I hadn't thought about it in a while. Then I remembered that it existed. I was talking to my partner Spencer about it, and whenever I was talking to him about it, and he was learning, I was like, I want to talk about this on camera, like a little Wendigoon impersonator. Let's go ahead and talk about the actual Mary Lwyd now. Let's get into it. Okay, to begin with this, the Mary Lwyd is a wassailing folk custom in the region of South Wales. There was first records of this in the 1800s, but it goes on into I believe it lasted until the early to mid 20th century, the beginning. It included people carrying around a hobby horse, which is usually just a horse character. There's paintings you can find if you look up hobby horse with there's a painting of a woman in like a dress, but it's like a fake horse at the bottom of the dress instead. It's pretty funny. It included people wearing a hobby horse made out of a horse skull attached to a pole with a sackcloth to hide the person holding the actual Mary Lwyd. Now, anytime this did happen in the Christmas time, time frame. And whenever this would happen, it would include the Mary Lwyd, the person holding it, a leader to lead the Mary Lwyd around and knock on doors and stuff. And usually a couple of stock characters along with the Mary Lwyd in the leader. And it was commonly in South Wales, I believe, to be two characters called Punch and Judy. Now, I have a written out tangent to go on because I thought this was something worth talking about in this video as well. So we're going on the Punch and Judy tangent right now. Punch and Judy is a traditional puppet show in the British Wales, that British area. I'm usually used to being dumb, saying funnies, not being historically accurate. It was a traditional puppet show featuring Mr. Punch and his wife Judy. With my worries about hearing that name described to a man with a wife, but I believe it was just a comedy show. It was a slapstick comedy. It didn't, it wasn't always just Mr. Punch and Judy. It had often switching out puppet and characters and stuff. And there was also do I have that written down? I forgot what they called the guy. That was the guy that went around taking the money. Oh, they called him, I think it was the bottler, because they said something about a bottle, carrying around putting money in a bottle in the crowds whenever this was a thing, and he would play like musical instruments and drums and stuff to like for sound effects for the show, and it sounds kind of cool, honestly. Anyway, back to the Mary Lwyd. As the group of people with the Mary Lwyd would go around town, they would visit local houses, and they would knock and try to demand entry through song. You know, like the caroling of nowadays. People who were visited by the Mary Lwyd and who were demanded through song to let them in would respond with telling them reasons why they can't come inside through song as well. Imagine getting knocked on your door by a few Christmas carolers, one holding a horse skull, and they say, "Let's rap battle. If we win, we get entry into your house." And as they were going back and forth, singing at each other why they were to let them in and why not to let them in, if the homeowner runs out of reasons to deny entry, they would allow the Mary Lwyd in. And if they didn't relent, I believe the Mary Lwyd just moved on to the next house. I don't know. Whenever they got in there, they were offered food, drink, and, you know, all the good treats of the season. And they ate their fill in the person's house. The Mary Lwyd is the most common accepted name for the practice, but the origin of the word is still subject of academic debate. I believe, some folklorists believe it means gray mare, but no one's entirely sure. I'm not completely certain, and I'm pretty sure it's not connected at all to our modern Christmas caroling, like, in itself. But we do have some similarities to the old Mary Lwyd. With the caroling song, "We Wish You a Merry Christmas," including a line demanding homeowners to bring us some figgy pudding. Now, bringing us some figgy pudding, it's another demand, but, you know, it's kind of like the Mary Lwyd, but you don't actually get the food. We don't go as hard as them. New Zonk Zone coming out soon, so if you're a fan of older games and people sucking at them, stay on the lookout for that. Once again, thanks for watching. If you enjoy this and other random types of content, make sure to like, maybe subscribe if you feel like it. No pressure, nothing. Like, seriously, if you don't feel like it, you can just not. I hope you enjoyed the video either way. See you. Bye-bye.